Indiana Jones. It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. Indiana Jones. Minute.
Welcome back to the Indiana Jones Minute. This is the podcast where we discuss the in-flight movie Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade 1 minute at a time. I'm Tom Taylor.
I'm Pete Mummert.
I'm Gerald Christopher St. Theodore of Cyrene, who was especially skilled at copying manuscripts. Porter. Yeah, it's appropriate for the movie.
And I'm Ryan DiGiorgi from Magic Tavern and Jackbox Games.
Welcome back.
Thank
Hey.
you. I'm still chained to this radiator. Hoping you'll let me go after this episode. I don't know, but we'll see.
We'll see. We'll go through your contract, see what it
See how
says.
it goes.
I promise to have a lot of witty observations.
Yeah, we know you do. If you know what's good for you.
Yeah. And I pictured Jerry with just one of those, like, published in the 1960s or 1970s books with, like, these watercolor paintings with all the saints in them, with all the, like, a few biographical facts. And he's thumbing through.
Yeah.
You know what? I got one of those for my first communion, and I loved it. And I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. One of my favorite things in the world are, they have the different saint cards that you sometimes find if you you go to a church or a mission gift shop or something like that. It'll be like St. Patrick, and there's like a dude with a beard and snakes below him, and this verdant, lush Ireland green, Emerald Isle behind him. I would get lost in those landscapes behind all the saints. If you look at them, they're like gorgeous and beautiful, and whoever paints them, I just want to hire them for my life. Like, can you paint me in that backdrop with like the olive tree behind it and the sort of slight desert, landscape a little bit?
Who paints the backgrounds in your life, Jerry?
Yeah, exactly. If you look at them, they're incredible. They're incredible, and they have all sorts of different scapes. There's like the desert one, and there's always like St. Christopher fording the river is a favorite.
That's funny because my dream in life has always been to live in one of those dioramas at the Natural History Museum. Like with the beautiful like sky, like the beautiful sunset painted on the wall behind, and like there's an antelope or there's a leopard.
But you're like early man with like a caveman.
Yeah.
That's funny because I always want to live in those miniature houses in the is it the Field Museum?
Oh yeah, in the
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it's not the Field Museum. It's
the Art Institute.
Art Institute. Yeah.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Yeah.
I never wanted to live in a museum.
No.
Now
Come
now
on.
I feel left out.
You haven't lived.
You're right.
Well,
You know what we should do? We should all live in minute 72 of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. It's going to be an exciting adventure that begins with Indy telling his dad he got them tickets on the first flight out of Berlin. And it ends with Indy on a Zeppelin noticing Fogel, right? Where we told it's pronounced Fogel?
Vogel. Yeah.
Noticing Dan Fogelberg and a Nazi von Frackeseeker approaching hurriedly.
So this was filmed in the Royal Horticultural Hall in London. And I love this. There's this beautiful blue globe on top of the kind of that center kiosk thing.
Yeah.
And that globe reminds me
yeah.
so much of the globe from The Great Dictator, where Charlie Chaplin does that scene where he's a dictator of Tomania and he dances with it. Like he's Hitler and he's dancing with the globe, and it's a beautiful scene, and that globe looks exactly like it.
Cool.
Like I just picture it like Indy's gonna walk over and pick it up and start kicking it around.
Pete, you've been saying that this movie is replete with psychs and surprises, like the cavalry that turns out to be Boy Scouts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but, at the beginning of this minute, we have another one of those. And this one really did trick me. I was convinced that those two people holding the newspapers up that
Sure.
they were the Jones boys.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah,
convinced.
I agree.
And then
I still think that. Watching it now, I still think it.
Yeah.
and then Indy comes out and he like hits his dad, and it's like a gag right out of Airplane.
It is.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I have no idea what the purpose of all this cinematic tomfoolery is.
Well, there's a deleted scene here. It originally they filmed Indy and his dad walk into the airport, and Fogel and all of his men are guarding all of the ticket lines. And so Indy tells his dad, like, wait here, and then he goes to the only line that doesn't have a guard, and that turns out to be the Zeppelin counter.
Oh, so he's
Oh,
trying to get a
interesting.
plane.
Yeah, so that's the only way they can get on it. And they just, instead of that, they turned it into this little scene, this little transition where he just says, what do you get? Or what did you get? He says, I don't know, the first available flight.
Which I think is still weird because, like, you wouldn't even take note of the destination. Like, okay, flight to Switzerland. Look, shut up. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
suspicious. I just want to get out of here as fast as I can.
Yeah.
Well, I would have liked that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun scene.
Yeah.
That would have made sense, and it would have been fun and exciting. Now, this does have a Zeppelin reveal, which reminds me a lot of looking at the Death Star. Like when you first see it, it's like big music swells.
Oh, that scene where they
You're
first come out and see it's incredible.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
When you said that there was a deleted scene, I thought it was going to explain how Henry came up with the idea of taking off his hat and glasses. And that was going to be his
Yeah.
disguise.
No, but there's another deleted scene. There's so many deleted scenes right in this little section.
Oh, wow.
There's another one that will play a huge part in a couple of minutes. But you see when they start walking towards the line, there's a guy, it's Frederick Yeager is the actor, and he's wearing like a fur coat and kind of an old World War I officer's hat. And he plays a World War I flying ace who's kind of trying to relive all his experiences and telling everybody these crazy stories about how he was a great flying ace during the war. And then that will play into what gets cut from being on the Zeppelin in a few minutes.
Oh, weird. Oh, is he the guy? Does he have a white scarf? Is that him? And do you
I
see him
think
in the
so.
movie?
Yeah, you see him when they walk up to into the line, and there's a guy like talking to everybody.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
Huh.
Let's see. I would have liked to see that too. Although
Yeah,
I
I
guess
would.
this
That
movie
part I
was
would have. Yeah, I would have liked to see.
winding down at this point, but still.
Well, who do you think that those two people who have the newspapers up to their faces, who are they hiding from?
They're the other time travelers who were trying to kill Hitler.
Yeah.
Now they're trying to get out of
We're
there.
trying to kill.
Well, it actually is the Jones Boys, but from the other timeline.
Oh my God!
That's the best comment we've had on the show. I love that.
That'll be Indy 5.
Well, and also, is it a lot harder to be on the lam these days with sort of the demise of papers? You can't really hold your iPhone up to your
Yeah.
face
Phone
and
up
have
to
it
your face.
covered. Yeah,
Get the biggest iPad you can.
exactly.
Did people that weren't spies read papers like that? Like I can't remember back when we used to
No.
read papers. Like, did you hold it right up in front of your face like that?
Not really.
Oh.
No.
It seems uncomfortable. Like your arms would get really tired.
Yeah, wouldn't you fold it over itself to read it
Yeah.
better?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Well, Pete, you're usually trying to shut out the world, so I can see you doing that.
You just carry around one of those reflector things for people sunning themselves, and you just hold that in front of your face. Just walking down the street.
Exactly. If the Nazis are handing out APBs, don't you think the first people that would hand them out to would be the stinking ticket agents?
Right. Well, they don't have a picture of Indy, apparently.
Oh, that's true. Maybe that's why Indy went up.
Well, but
Yeah.
Henry Jones walks right on through.
No, he's not wearing a hat. No, the guy they're looking for has a hat and glasses. That's not him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not that guy. I mean,
Well, that makes
me a
that deleted
break.
scene even funnier, where they were like, "Put a guard on every window." Oh, they're never gonna take a Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Like, don't waste
Yeah.
a guard.
yeah. Nobody takes a Zeppelin.
The Zeppelin ticket takers like, can I have one of the? Oh. I'll take a pamphlet. Oh.
The Zeppelin guard did recognize them, but was like, "Well, didn't give me a guard, huh? Well, let him right on.
Yeah.
That'll show him."
Hope
Yeah.
no fugitives
Go
are
wherever
getting
you
out
want.
Pete,
Yeah,
you're one of the three hosts of the show who has a mild anxiety disorder.
I
aren't
am.
you?
Yeah.
How do you feel about Henry flinging his coat right on the edge of the
Oh,
window?
that's the first thing I thought of too.
Yeah. They're like way high up, and there's nowhere to go but down, and he's about to lose his coat.
Yeah. That definitely does it for me.
I'm sorry.
Right before we get there, though, I do want to call out. There's an amazing poster on the wall right as they're walking through the security gate, for Deutscher Schleuderflug.
Wow.
And it was like the German version of a Pony Express. And they had you would take a ship from New York to Southampton, England. And when the ship got about 400 miles out, it would launch a plane from a catapult.
Whoa.
And the plane would then fly the rest of the way to Southampton.
Oh my God.
And from there, the mail would be transferred to another plane and sent to Berlin.
Oh my God, that's cool.
And so if you look at
Yeah.
the poster, there's a picture of a plane shooting off of a catapult.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
God, why did we ever stop that?
Exactly. I mean, I guess technologically we've advanced beyond that, but why? Why you shouldn't
Yeah.
let
I
the
know.
ability to do something keep you from shooting a plane off a boat.
I'll wait a couple extra weeks for my mail if we can shoot it off a
Yeah.
plane from a boat.
I
Yeah.
can guarantee it was like on a boat, and they slingshotted a plane off it.
Well, we kind of do that every day with aircraft carriers.
It's not the same.
It isn't the same.
It's not the
You're
same.
right.
It's not this.
Same.
The way you describe it, it sounds like they use a giant rubber band, and they just twist it up a bunch of times and then shoot the plane off it.
Well, that's literally what they do on an aircraft carrier.
I guess so.
But this is even cooler because it's on like a big metal scaffolding that it shoots off of.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't have anything particularly intelligent to say, but I just like this blimp matte painting. I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's really
it's
all I
amazing.
have to add to
Yeah.
that.
It's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
They can. There's a lot of daytime special effects issues in this movie, which we kind of had to in Temple of Doom a little bit. I think I remember reading back in the day that special effects guys saying space blackness, that's really forgiving to matte lines and stuff like that, and blue sky really is not. But even with this matte painting, you can see. I mean, there's nothing tricking you into thinking that this is not a matte painting, but it's really cool. It's you kind of embrace that it's a big, cool trick.
And it feels like setting the movie in sort of the 40s, for some reason, it all kind of coalesces to be kind of forgiving. Like, look, it's a big movie. It's like a big serial from the 40s.
Right.
Look at this
Yeah.
great, really nice matte painting we drew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm looking at it now. Is it like 5:30 in the morning?
Oh, maybe it is. Maybe they went straight from the rally to the.
Yeah, that would make
Yeah,
sense, I
yeah.
guess.
I mean, that's what's going on, I
Yeah.
guess, right?
Yeah.
So when was the rally held? At like 9?
Or unless the
10,
rally was at like
8,
3 a.m.
8:30?
I feel like it was winding
Yeah.
down. I mean, Hitler's leaving, so it's probably like done.
And Berlin's not a huge city. Like it wouldn't take you
Yeah,
that long to
that's
get to the
what's
airport
interesting.
from.
Right.
Well, when Hitler leaves, that's when the real party starts. So they stayed for like the rave. It was after that. Yeah. Dad's gone.
Well, I'm wondering what Indy and Henry were planning here. Like, because the only flights in the late 1930s, the only passenger flights on a Zeppelin were to the U.S. or to South America. And I wonder if Indy was playing coy because he actually just bought a ticket back home.
Oh, interesting.
Like, if his dad's like, where are we
Yeah.
going? He's like, oh, yeah, I don't
Wow.
know. Just whatever. It was the first available. And he
Yeah.
actually went up there and was like, New York, please.
Yeah, next stop, New Jersey.
But could you get a Zeppelin from Nazi Germany to New York at this time?
You could a year before the
Yeah, I
Hindenburg
guess so,
crashed.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that is where the Hindenburg crashed, right? In
Yeah, New Jersey. Yeah,
Yeah.
Lakehurst.
Wow, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
that's
cool.
also where the aliens landed. More of the world. Coincidence?
I think
Yes. Yes.
Here's a line for you, Tommy.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know what you think here. Yeah. Indy sits down and he grins a satisfied grin, right? And he says to Henry Sr., well, we made it. What do you think about that?
I am surprised that he is so relaxed. It's a little weird.
Well, I thought of you because it's a classic setup line.
It is. It is. Yeah.
Yeah, and you've been talking about this, and I
Yeah.
wanted to know if this one kind of triggered the Tommy setup bother.
It's funny. It wouldn't.
like, are you
except,
chafing?
no, it actually, to be honest, it didn't strike me that way. But you're right, because what was striking me is that it seems weird for Indy to say, because like, why would he be? Why would he be so relaxed and his dad wouldn't? Dad wouldn't be. Like, why would he be so like,
Yeah.
hey, we got it all.
Yeah.
He should still
I've-
be on his guard. But the fact that he is Indiana Jones and shouldn't be saying it does make it seem like a setup for, It's almost a hello Laverne in a way, as we learned from
Yeah,
Red
that's I wanted to know if you'd take the bait.
Well, we did.
I was just
no
trying to
more. No.
I was just trying to get you to say
I
hello,
finally got
Laverne.
there. Thank you, Jerry.
Indy turns to the waiter and goes, "Check, please."
I'll have 2 Nazis on tour.
Well, see, I thought he wouldn't be so confident by himself, but he's trying to impress his dad in that moment, I think, of like, see,
Yeah.
look, we did it. You know,
Yeah.
he wants to get in early on the praise, and then he doesn't get any praise.
Right.
Well, see,
Yeah.
no, that's actually what I thought about it, because for some reason it is a strange line coming from Indiana Jones. He
Yeah.
just doesn't usually sit down and go, well, we made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like he's kind of eager and earnest, and so I wondered. Well, it's just, is he just so driven and desperate to prove to his dad that he's capable?
Yeah, I think that's
how
that's
you know
exactly
it.
it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Like, hey, Dad, look what I did.
yeah. I mean, he wouldn't say that to Marion
That's true.
or
yeah.
Sala, or like I don't think I've ever heard him
Yeah.
like or seen him sort of grin that satisfied grin.
Yeah.
And he's also, he's not wearing his hat, obviously, so he's kind of like the nice-looking, more innocent, eager-looking Indy,
Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Where is his hat,
Oh.
Oh God.
guys? I mean, you know me. I'm not married to the hat. I'm going to be okay without the hat, but we know the hat shows
Yeah.
up later.
Maybe that's why Henry's got the valise,
Oh, maybe.
Oh,
the bucket
yeah.
hat. And
I
Indy's
know.
hat
I think it's just in his hat pocket.
Yeah, it's a nice collapsible hat.
Yeah, that's why I got that huge coat off the guy. It's a good hatable coat.
No, you're right. I have no idea. I have no idea.
Need a coat that'll fit my great hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the guy in the Harlem Globetrotters cartoon that always he stored everything in his hair?
Yeah, I actually do know what you're talking about. I don't remember
Yeah.
which one it was.
I do. I
I
can't
can only
remember.
think of the Globetrotters from Futurama.
Yep.
Yeah. You're that bubblegum Tate?
It sounds like the Imperial March is playing here again.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Wait
Yeah.
a minute. Now we all got to go. Like when
I'm
they're
not
on the
positive,
Zeppelin?
but when they're sitting
want it
there
to be
when he
true.
first sit down when he says, "Well, we made it."
It does sound like it.
Oh, it 100% is. I just heard it.
Yeah.
Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
Is it?
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, on the really?
Yeah.
Well, so in the background, there's like a white baby grand piano,
Yeah.
And Donovan's playing it.
and they're doing it again.
That's really
That's
amazing.
Definitely a fever dream at this point. If they're playing,
really.
if they're playing.
I think
the
I'm
music
having a
videos.
fever
That's
dream.
cool.
I have a question, and maybe this is something that everybody's already noticed, but is Henry's paper upside down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
that
upside
just,
down.
like,
Yeah.
a known fact?
Yeah, and I think
Okay.
I think that's because he can't see because he's not wearing his glasses.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. I guess I just
Oh,
didn't.
that's-
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, I think people. I could be making this up, but I think I saw some goofs in movies or whatever, and they're like, oh, idiot Sean Connery's holding his paper upside down, but like that's a thing. It's sort of a
Right.
it's a very
Yeah.
slight gag.
I like
but it's
that.
a,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, that's good. I thought maybe he was just trying to avoid intimacy with Indy, and he was pretending to read the newspaper.
Right.
He just didn't care at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is interesting. It's the while the two guys in the airport were just reading normal newspapers. This one's the Nazi state newspaper he's reading.
Oh wow. He doesn't know.
Yeah. Although, if you wanted to hide, that would be a good one to read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't- Yeah.
I was going to try to read over your shoulder.
Are there other methods of travel at this Flughafen?
Pete made it sound like it was from the
Yeah.
Like
I
actual
guess-
planes.
Well, we don't see any plane. I mean, it's an airport, right?
Yeah, just
But we
says
don't
airport.
see. We don't see anything. No other planes. No other anything.
Yeah,
We're only in the Zeppelin terminal.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe it is.
You have to take the little tram out there and hope your luggage makes it.
Yeah. Good luck.
Good luck with that.
We see a couple of guys running on the lawn, don't we?
Yeah, this makes my heart sing,
Sing or sink?
sing, because it's our
Sing.
it's our great friend Pat Roach.
I know, but That's like the only time you see him.
I know the rest of it got cut.
We'll get there later.
Oh, wait a minute. You're kidding me.
You know what? I've been waiting for this moment for just that sound of Jerry Porter.
Oh, you're kidding me. You got me. I got you to say hello, Laverne.
And I got you said, oh, wait a minute, you're killing me. You're kidding me.
Wait a minute. Pat Roach is in this movie?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we
Wait,
love him.
is that
Yeah.
guy next to
Oh.
Fogel is Pat
Yeah, he's
Roach?
the
Yes.
Gestapo agent.
Okay, from Raiders.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
from Raiders and
Temple of
Temple
Oh
of Doom
my
too.
gosh, I can't believe that. I'm watching it over and over. I'm playing with it.
Get your grubby
Wow.
mitts off Pat Roach.
Aw.
Now I'm on Pat Roach's IMDb page. It's amazing.
Did they have a whole was there like a whole scene with him and
Yeah.
a whole
Yeah.
another thing where he gets shot out of a catapult and he gets beaten up by a Zeppelin propeller or
His
whatever?
demise in this is the worst of all.
Oh, was it
Oh,
really?
you're kidding.
Just because it's so
I
unsatisfying.
mean, being cut out of the movie, that's his demise?
Well, but the way he dies is going to be. We'll get to it in a couple.
See,
minutes,
I have no
but-
idea. I can't wait to get
okay.
to that not minute, but yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, we can
Oh
talk
my
about
God,
just
I'm
the
on-
fact that it's not there. That's
just-
sad.
yeah.
Pins and needles.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. Oh wow. Pat Roach.
He's got like
Yeah,
hair
I
and
need
stuff.
him.
And he's in a suit. We've never seen him like that. It's all
Yeah,
crazy.
I would
Yeah.
never have recognized him.
Wow.
And I'd forgotten that he was like I didn't know that he was actually in it. Like I had read about him being in the deleted scenes, but I didn't realize that they had actually had a little bit of him in it, just like a little snippet. And so I was thrilled that it actually is in the movie.
Yeah. I feel like I was such a Starlog nerd. I feel like I might have known before seeing the movie that he was in it, but the scene had been cut out or something. Because I feel like I always reacted to seeing him. Oh, yeah, there's Pat Roach, but he's not in the movie. That's about it.
But this, at least, he does the trifecta. Like, it's awesome that he makes it in
Yeah.
every movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That counts, yeah.
Yeah.
Do we know why they cut the... Well, we'll talk about it later, but yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm on Michael Burns' IMDb page. It's a whole rabbit hole.
Accompanying Pat Roach here, we get a very strange musical phenomenon. It's an evil tuba.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Yeah, it's like an evil tuba. Which is, I mean, that's a very dark thing.
Yeah.
That's appropriate.
Well, like
yeah.
a tube, like it's automatically a little funny, right? It's like
Yeah.
it's funny dread or something.
If somebody says
Yeah.
evil tuba,
Yeah.
I'm just going to laugh.
Yeah, evil tuba.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way I'm imagining that as sounding sinister.
Like a tuba always sounds like Otis from Superman.
It is that sort of, we're late enough in the movie that things are probably going to be okay. So, like, the tension is a little bit wacky of like, oh, Nazis again.
Are we ever gonna get out of Berlin?
Did somebody tip these Pat Roaches and Nazis off? Or are they just checking every dirigible?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's a good question.
Yeah. Is this, I mean, how, like we said, okay, so they're handing out the APBs. No one necessarily knows that the Jones boys are in Berlin.
Mm-hmm.
So are they just, as you said, Tommy, canvassing the airports and then they're just checking all sorts of blimps and every blimp? I mean, because they it seems like, well, maybe the APBs worked. Maybe somebody said, oh, hey, wait a minute. I did see a dude like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah.
funny because at the very beginning of this minute, I don't think it's hard to tell, and it probably isn't anything, but it sort of looks like the guy that Indy passes on the stairs takes a second look at him.
Oh, interesting.
If you go way back to the beginning,
Okay.
it sort of looks like he turns around and goes, huh, and then keeps moving.
Huh.
Maybe that guy tipped
Yeah.
everybody off.
He's that guy from Star Wars on the way to the docking bay.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna say he's Dennis Muren on the airplane.
Oh,
the China
yeah.
Clipper.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? You nailed it. He does. Oh,
really?
he
He looks at
does.
him?
He looks. Well, what's interesting? Well, he looks at Indy, but we don't have an APB of Indy. But he could also be looking at his dad is right there. You know what? That's fascinating. I think it is that guy.
Yeah,
I do
blame that
because
guy.
and he's sort of menacing.
Yeah.
And he's a little.
Yeah.
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 He's kind of. He looks like he's like on his way. Like, oh, I just saw something.
Mm-hmm. And that Hitler painting at the top of the stairs right there it feels like it's written, like painted by the same watercolor artist who painted the saints and the dioramas. Like it's it's kind of a funny portrait of Hitler.
That's who he would have gotten.
Right.
Saints in the diorama. My God.
Well, now that we finally escaped the Nazis for good and all, do we have anything else for minute 72?
Vogel yells, "Don't close the door. We're coming aboard." In case anyone was wondering.
Oh,
okay.
is that what he says?
Yeah. So like, I was wondering if they were, planning to leave imminently, but according to what Vogel yells, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Huh.
Yeah.
Everyone should be groaning like, oh, not going to make it to New Jersey on time. It's going to be 17 hours instead of 16.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of don't close the doors, we're coming on board.
Oh.
This just in from Professor Christy Porter. Did the server just bring them amuse-bouche?
I wondered about that too.
Well, and then it's, I just wanted to make you say amuse-bouche.
Oh, there you go. It worked.
Yeah.
That's a whole bunch of those fake-out psychs on this today's show.
Yeah.
Hello, Laverne, amuse-bouche,
Yeah.
Pat Roach.
Cheers like a marionette over there.
Well, they're the only table that has a little plate of nuts. Did they order it, or like
Nuts,
they sat down and
please.
like, yeah?
Yeah, I did wonder if they were like, here's your trial box of cornflakes, your tiny breakfast box that you ordered.
Next one's $10.
Or could it be like, maybe there's something else going on. Maybe you already talked to Fogel and he's like, the table that I drop off the amuse-bouche.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
The
that's
Jones.
the guy.
Oh,
yeah.
It's the Judas Bowl of nuts.
How do you hold?
Yeah, exactly. They kind of look like Lucky Charms to me.
Yeah.
This is before they had the rainbow and the purple horseshoes.
Yeah, that's the amuse part.
Well, now that we're at the Lucky Charms, we know it's time to go. Ryan, it's time for you to go. That's sad.
Yeah.
We've been having fun with you.
Yeah, always happy to hang out with you guys. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for joining us. It's been awesome.
Tom.
Yeah.
Do you have the key to the radiator chamber?
Yeah, I'm still kind of chained to this radiator.
I have it right. It's
It's kind of digging into my.
I'm sure it's here somewhere. We'll find it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all
Yeah.
right, I can sleep
if
here
not
again.
tonight, later.
Definitely by the weekend.
Sure. Yeah, totally. But yeah, well, since you can't get away, where can people find you out in the world and the things you're up to?
As soon as I'm unchained, I will go back to my job at Jackbox Games, where we have the Jackbox Party Pack 5 coming out this fall with a new You Don't Know Jack game in it and a bunch of other great games. And I also work on Hello from the Magic Tavern, which is a comedy podcast. So that's it.
It is awesome.
It is a comedy podcast.
It
Raves
is.
Tom Taylor.
Ryan speaks the truth, says Tom Taylor. So please check out Ryan's works there, and please check out our works here tomorrow for minute 73 of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade here on the Indiana Jones Minute.
Hey, wait, how does Indy pay for the tickets?
Oh,
Oh, he sold his hat.
oh no.
Where does he get the
And
money?
Berlin just sold their Zeppelin to buy India a hat box.
Oh, Henry Jones.
I didn't understand that at all. Was that one of those like Gift of the Magi things?